a world in flux, navigating the complexities of global geopolitics. In today's interconnected world, the geopolitical landscape is more intricate and dynamic than ever before. The shifting alliances, emerging powers, and evolving threats create a tapestry of challenges that require astute navigation and strategic foresight. The world stage is a complex and ever-shifting landscape. Nations are constantly interacting, negotiating, and sometimes clashing over a myriad of issues ranging from trade and security to human rights and environmental concerns. The rapid pace of globalization has brought countries closer together, but it has also amplified the potential for conflict and misunderstanding. International relations are fraught with tension and uncertainty. Diplomatic efforts often resemble a high-stakes chess game, where each move is calculated and the consequences of missteps can be profound. Leaders must balance domestic pressures with international obligations, making the art of diplomacy more critical than ever. The war in Ukraine has brought these complexities into sharp focus. The conflict has not only devastated the region, but has also reverberated across the globe, affecting international relations, economic stability, and security dynamics. It serves as a stark reminder of how regional conflicts can have far-reaching global implications. It has exposed the fault lines in the global order. The war has highlighted the fragility of international agreements and the limitations of global governance structures in preventing and resolving conflicts. The displacement of millions and the humanitarian crisis that ensued underscore the urgent need for effective international intervention and support. The post-Cold War era of unipolarity is fading, and a new multipolar world is emerging. This transition is marked by the rise of new powers and the reassertion of influence by established ones. The balance of power is shifting, leading to a more fragmented and competitive international system. This new world is characterized by competition between great powers. Nations like China and Russia are challenging the dominance of the United States and its allies, leading to a resurgence of strategic rivalries. Military buildups, economic sanctions, and cyber warfare are just some of the tools being used in this new era of great power competition. It is also marked by the rise of non-state actors. Terrorist organizations, cybercriminals, and transnational corporations wield significant influence, often operating outside the traditional frameworks of state control. These actors add another layer of complexity to the already intricate web of global geopolitics. The rise of populism and nationalism further complicates the picture. Leaders who prioritize national sovereignty and identity over international cooperation are gaining traction, leading to policies that can exacerbate tensions and undermine collective efforts to address global challenges. These forces challenge the liberal international order. The principles of free trade, open borders, and multilateralism are being questioned, leading to a more protectionist and fragmented global economy. The backlash against globalization is evident in the growing number of trade disputes and the renegotiation of international agreements. They often prioritize national interests over international cooperation, which can lead to increased friction between nations. The pursuit of unilateral policies can undermine the effectiveness of international institutions and agreements, making it more difficult to address shared challenges such as climate change, terrorism, and pandemics. The war in Ukraine is a stark reminder of the fragility of peace. The conflict has shattered the illusion of a stable and peaceful Europe, highlighting the persistent threat of war and the need for vigilant and proactive measures to maintain peace and security. It underscores the importance of diplomacy and international cooperation. Effective diplomacy can prevent conflicts, build alliances, and foster mutual understanding. International cooperation is essential for addressing the root causes of conflicts and for finding sustainable solutions to global challenges. It also highlights the need for strong international institutions. Organizations like the United Nations and NATO play a crucial role in maintaining global peace and security. Strengthening these institutions and ensuring their effectiveness is vital for managing the complexities of the modern world. The world must work together to address these challenges. Collaboration and collective action are key to navigating the complexities of global geopolitics. By working together, nations can build a more stable, prosperous, and peaceful world. The invasion of Ukraine by Russia has shattered the illusion of lasting peace in Europe. It serves as a sobering reminder of the ever-present threat of conflict and the need for constant vigilance and preparedness. The international community must remain united in its efforts to uphold peace and security and to support those affected by conflict. The recent meeting between Viktor Orban and Donald Trump has raised eyebrows. Both leaders share similar views on NATO and Ukraine. They have both expressed skepticism about the alliance's role in the conflict. This has sparked concern among some observers. Orban has been critical of NATO's expansion. He has also called for a negotiated settlement in Ukraine. Trump has echoed these sentiments. He has also questioned the United States' commitment to NATO. These views have been met with criticism. Both leaders have been accused of undermining NATO's unity. They have also been accused of emboldening Vladimir Putin. Their critics argue that their rhetoric is dangerous and irresponsible. It could weaken the alliance's resolve. The meeting between Orban and Trump underscores the challenges facing NATO. The alliance is grappling with internal divisions. It is also facing external threats from Russia and other adversaries. NATO must find a way to overcome these challenges. NATO faces a delicate balancing act in Ukraine. The situation is complex and fraught with potential pitfalls. The alliance must navigate these challenges with precision and care. The alliance must provide substantial support to Kyiv. This includes not only military aid, but also financial assistance and humanitarian support. The goal is to strengthen Ukraine's ability to defend itself and maintain its sovereignty. Simultaneously, it must avoid escalating the conflict with Russia. This is a critical aspect of NATO's strategy. Any misstep could lead to a broader conflict, which would have devastating consequences for the region and beyond. This requires careful calibration of its actions and rhetoric. Every statement, every move is scrutinized. The alliance must project strength and resolve while also signaling a willingness to engage in dialogue and diplomacy. It's a tightrope walk with high stakes. The balance between deterrence and provocation is delicate. NATO's leaders are acutely aware of the risks involved and are working tirelessly to manage them. The recent NATO summit reaffirmed the alliance's commitment to Ukraine. Leaders from member countries came together to discuss the situation and chart a path forward. Their unified stance sends a strong message of support to Ukraine and a warning to Russia. Members pledged continued military and financial aid. This support is crucial for Ukraine's defense efforts. It includes advanced weaponry, training for Ukrainian forces, and economic assistance to help stabilize the country. However, they stopped short of granting Ukraine membership. This decision was not taken lightly. It reflects the complexities of the geopolitical landscape and the need to avoid further escalation. This decision reflects the complexities of the situation. Granting membership could be seen as a direct challenge to Russia, potentially leading to a severe response. NATO must weigh the benefits of such a move against the risks. NATO members are wary of direct military confrontation with Russia. The consequences of such a conflict would be catastrophic, not just for the immediate region but for global stability. The alliance is committed to avoiding this scenario. Such a scenario could have catastrophic consequences. The devastation of a full-scale war would be immense, with loss of life, economic turmoil, and long-term instability. NATO's strategy is designed to prevent this outcome. Therefore, the alliance is pursuing a strategy of containment and deterrence. This involves bolstering Ukraine's defenses, providing training and support, and maintaining a strong presence in the region to deter further aggression. This involves bolstering Ukraine's defenses without directly engaging Russian forces. The aim is to empower Ukraine to defend itself while avoiding actions that could be perceived as direct provocations by Russia. The decision not to grant Ukraine immediate membership is a calculated move. It reflects a strategic choice to support Ukraine in other ways, while keeping the door open for future membership discussions. It aims to avoid provoking Russia while still providing crucial support. This approach allows NATO to stand by Ukraine without crossing red lines that could lead to a larger conflict. This approach reflects the delicate balance NATO is striving to maintain. The alliance must be firm in its support for Ukraine, while also being mindful of the broader geopolitical implications. The goal is to support Ukraine without triggering a wider war. By carefully calibrating its actions and maintaining open channels of communication, NATO hopes to achieve this delicate balance and contribute to a more stable and secure region. China's role in the Ukraine crisis is complex and multifaceted. As the world watches the unfolding events, Beijing's actions and statements are scrutinized for their broader implications. Beijing has adopted a nuanced approach, carefully balancing its strategic interests and diplomatic relationships. This approach is not just about Ukraine, but reflects China's broader foreign policy strategy. It has refrained from openly condemning Russia's invasion. a stance that aligns with its long-standing principle of non-interference in the internal affairs of other countries. This principle, however, is tested by the international community's expectations. At the same time, it has expressed concern about the humanitarian situation, emphasizing the need for dialogue and negotiation to resolve the crisis. China's humanitarian aid to Ukraine is a testament to its commitment to peace and stability. This balancing act reflects China's strategic calculations, weighing its alliance with Russia against its economic and political ties with Europe and the broader international community. China has close ties with Russia, a relationship that has grown stronger over the years. The two countries share a common interest in challenging the United States-led global order, which they perceive as a threat to their sovereignty and regional influence. The two countries share a common interest in challenging the United States-led global order. This partnership is not just about mutual benefit, but also about a shared vision for a multipolar world where no single country dominates. However, China also has economic interests in maintaining stability in Europe. The European market is crucial for China's trade and investment, and any prolonged conflict could disrupt these economic ties. This makes its position on the Ukraine conflict particularly delicate. Beijing must navigate a complex web of alliances and interests, ensuring that its actions do not alienate key partners or escalate tensions further. Beijing has called for a peaceful resolution to the conflict, advocating for dialogue and diplomacy over military action. This stance is consistent with its broader foreign policy goals of promoting stability and development. It has also provided humanitarian aid to Ukraine, demonstrating its commitment to alleviating the suffering caused by the conflict. This aid includes medical supplies, food, and other essential resources. However, it has stopped short of taking concrete steps to pressure Russia. This reluctance is partly due to its strategic partnership with Moscow, and partly due to its cautious approach to international conflicts. This ambiguity reflects China's desire to avoid alienating either side. By maintaining a neutral stance, Beijing hopes to position itself as a mediator and a responsible global power. China's stance on the Ukraine crisis has significant implications for global geopolitics. It highlights the shifting power dynamics and the emergence of new alliances and rivalries. It underscores the emergence of a multipolar world, where multiple countries exert influence, and no single nation can dictate global policies unilaterally. It also highlights the growing rivalry between the United States and China. This rivalry is not just about economic and military power, but also about competing visions for the future of the international order. The Ukraine conflict is a test of China's global influence. How Beijing navigates this crisis will shape its role in the international community and its relationships with other major powers. As the world watches, China's actions will be a barometer for its future foreign policy and its ability to balance its national interests with its responsibilities as a global power. The outcome of the Ukraine crisis will not only affect the immediate region, but will also have far-reaching consequences for global stability and the future of international relations. In this complex geopolitical landscape, China's decisions will be pivotal in shaping the course of events and the balance of power in the 21st century.